basically Béis, which is like a super popular brand. So it cracks me up that you're like, I don't even know what these bags are.
I've never heard of Béis in my life.
You haven't?
No, I seriously have not.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Travel Nerds. We saw something today that thought would make an awesome episode. And it's basically turning a bad thing into a good thing, especially when it comes to PR. This is so impressive. We've seen bad PR where the people are not having their clients back. And we've also seen some crazy things turn around and like double, triple, quadruple the business. So today we're going to talk about a couple of businesses that we've seen turn terrible situations into insane profit. Kenny, you want to kind of talk about our inspiration for this ep?
There's a famous quote that I kind of love where there's actually a few, but never waste a crisis. That's a good one that comes to mind for all people in business. Or never let a crisis go to waste. And then one that I also like is there's no such thing as bad PR. And I don't know if that's necessarily true, because as a Swiftie, I was thinking about how Taylor Swift will put people's like names in songs and she just like kind of ends their career for a while. And so I don't know if that actually holds true all the way.
Jake Gyllenhaal, R.I.P.
Yeah, I think he survived. John Mayer, I think she put him in a body bag and buried him.
It's so sad. I love John. Also, who cares that he's a womanizer? We all knew that anyway. Doesn't affect like the way that I feel when I hear slow dancing in a burning room. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but there's like, you could fuck over women, but there's a whole different class of woman that Taylor Swift is in. And I don't know if you can fuck over Taylor Swift and survive it. I don't think that you can.
Back it up. What do you mean?
I mean,
you can
so
over women and it's fine. But
okay, so yeah. So here's what I mean. If you are a Playboy, you could do Playboy things. You could run through a bunch of chicks, right? Like Leonardo DiCaprio, no one turns it like an eye at him. John Mayer, no one turns an eye. But there's some women that are so beloved and so protected that if you them over, you're done. And I think Taylor Swift and maybe a handful of others are in a league of their own, where even the Playboys, where everyone's like, yeah, of course, he's a Playboy. But if you're a Playboy to Taylor Swift and you get put in a song, I don't like your chances.
I don't like the chances of Taylor Swift being brought up constantly on this pod.
Oh my God.
If she's not in an episode, it's like, did we even film a podcast? Can you relax?
All right, fine. Let's talk about your favorite band, Arizona. Do you want to?
Oh,
I was like, I don't have anything to say about that.
I barely know anything. I also think that's a funny culture where like you'll be like, oh, I love AC/DC. And because I love one song by AC/DC, you have the person that comes at you and is like, you don't even know the lead singer's name. Like, it's funny when people get really intense about music and they're like, you don't even love them. It's like, oh my God, relax.
Can I love the music but not have to know everything about them? Like, do I have to go to super fandom constantly? That is like a little weird.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But today's episode, now I don't actually know much about this because there's supposedly some kind of bag that people like, but you bring it to the airport and it only survives one airport trip because it gets scuffed. We do have a TikTok clip. Do you just want to play the clip, let the people listen, and then we'll talk about it on the other side?
Yes, because starting out and being like, I really don't even know what go ahead and play it.
Béis just showed every single brand how to handle bad PR. There's been this whole conversation on TikTok where everyone loves their Béis bag, but they take it once to the airport and it's absolutely ruined. Like scuffs everywhere, and the canvas bags get extremely dirty. So to combat all these negative comments about the bags only lasting one wear at the airport, Béis created a car wash for your travel bags. So you can bring your suitcase, your carry-on bag to this pop-up in LA and they will clean it for free. Why this is so smart is it shows customers that these bags can be cleaned and they can be returned to looking brand new. I also think it's good for them to be transparent that if you travel with these bags, they're gonna get dirty, but we'll clean them up so they'll look perfect like you bought them. But this pop-up is insane. They made it look like a car wash, and it's so cool on the inside. It's a great photo op opportunity, so this is going to be viral all over social media. And of course, they partnered with great brands for this. They partnered with Scrub Daddy, so showing how you use a Scrub Daddy to clean your bag. So many brands need to learn how Béis took on this problem and made it an opportunity instead of avoiding it, and Béis crushed this 10 out of 10.
Basically, Béis, which is like a super popular brand, so it cracks me up that you're like, I don't even know what these bags are.
I've never heard of Béis in my life.
You haven't?
No, I seriously have not.
Okay, well, girlies who are listening, Shay Mitchell from Pretty Little Liars, she started a luggage company called Béis Travel. She puts out things like weekender bags and eye masks and, of course, luggage. What was happening with this luggage is it went viral all over the internet. People are buying these bags like crazy. Lord knows I really wanted one because they're cool as hell. And they're very cute.
Yeah.
That was why they started trending, was because visually, it's a very cute suitcase that'll match your very cute outfit that you can also buy from Béis. Was the whole thing. So the bags, people were saying, were getting damaged super quickly. And so they built a pop-up shop in order to retain business. So they were saying, bring your bag in here, we'll fix it up and make it look good as new, and then you're good to go. And then this pop-up shop became kind of like a PR sensation. People loved it. Looked like a little car wash for your suitcase. And that was a really genius plan on turning it into great PR. And they were like, we'll make your bag look good as new for free. Genius.
Okay, so I think that you shouldn't run away from the bad PR, and as a business, you do have to take it head on. But I will say that the underlying issue that this bag cannot survive a trip to the airport is still a bad issue, right? So it's like, imagine that you bought this bag, and every time that you take a trip, then you have to go to the car wash. Imagine every time that you drove to work that you have to go to the car wash.
Crazy.
I mean, that's literally the stupidest thing that I've ever heard in my life. Like, good for them for trying to make, lemons out of lemonade or lemonade out of lemons. I don't know. Anyway, but it's literally like, okay, it was a cool PR stunt, but the fundamental issue is this bag is not durable. I mean, Away kind of went through this back in the day where the Away bags would get crazy scuffed up and then people would complain. So now they made the bag better and now it doesn't get scuffed up where you don't have to take it to a car wash to get it washed. That's crazy.
It doesn't matter. Girls show up, they take a pic, they tag #Béis, and then that's all they need. How many products out there are crap and people love them because it's all over the internet? It's never going to fail because the bags get dirty. It'd be one thing if they were popping open and the zippers were breaking and everything, but I got a mono suitcase. I hate that thing. I will never buy another one ever again. This is me saying in public, monos sucks. And I bought it because it's trending like crazy. People always talk about it.
Yeah.
And, the first time I took it anywhere, I bought like the regular travel size carry-on, and I can fit like 2 sweatshirts in there. It's crazy small, small. And the first time I took it anywhere, I picked it up at baggage claim and it looked like it went through a war. So
through a war. Yeah, it really did. But so that's like my underlying thing is you paid all this money. It looks like shit after one trip. And now you think the brand sucks. Why does Béis get away with that? Because they have influencers posing. I think that bad products over long periods of time die, right? Like every bad product that had a flash in the pan, there's no staying power if the bag is bad.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I mean, I actually think that if Béis doesn't improve the quality where that doesn't happen, I don't think Béis exists in 10 years. I think it's just like a silly little fad that they overpaid a bunch of influencers to stand there with the bag. But bad products are bad products. And if your product can't survive one trip without looking like it's been through like a war, your product doesn't deserve to exist because there's 20 other luggage brands that have solved for this and you can't. That's just an amateur who's trying to pose and use her fame to make a product line. And I'm not here for it.
Well, this amateur who's a national treasure started this company and now brings in $200 million a year by just saying, I should make cheap suitcases and posting them on her YouTube. So she's a effing genius.
200 million a year?
Yeah. Why are you fact checking me right now? Just believe me for once.
No.
He hates when I'm right.
How'd you find that they make 200 million a year?
Because I Googled it during your last sentence you were saying, you numbnut. You're like, oh, she must have pulled that number out of nowhere.
All right. Well, listen. Okay. To the fans of the pod, Connor Ann has scarred me, right? Because one time we were sitting.
Stop. No one cares.
No, I'm telling this one. No.
You
because
tell it
people
wrong.
are going to think that I'm being. No, I don't. Me and Connor Ann were sitting. We were getting food somewhere, and she looks at me dead in my eyes and was like, "Did you know the tongue is the strongest muscle in your body?"
This is why I can't have you tell it, because you make me sound like an actual serial killer. The second
All right, tell
you
me.
say it. No, you already said the punchline. No.
Oh.
I was kidding, obviously.
You were not kidding.
Okay, what we were talking about was like crazy facts that seem not true, but they are. It wasn't like out of nowhere in the Chipotle line. I just said that. Okay?
Fair enough.
All right, we're moving on because you're unhinged today. I want to tell you guys about something else funny that was a bad PR stunt that turned into something funny. So usually healthcare companies don't have very flavorful PR, right? It's pretty basic. It all looks like they pulled from the same stock images, but this is quite funny. The American Red Cross, I guess that's not, the Red Cross isn't a healthcare company, are they? What do they do?
They provide aid to people who are in need.
Correct, which makes this even funnier. So there was a little mix-up. An employee of the American Red Cross accidentally tweeted a message that was intended for her personal account on the entire organization's official Twitter page, which is such a funny move. And the message, which had a picture of her and her friend getting hammered, said something along the lines of hashtag getting slizzard. It was up on the Red Cross's Twitter for a minute before it got discovered. And what was very funny is they thought it would do a lot of damage to the company, but Red Cross PR intelligently realized maybe they've stumbled onto an opportunity to generate some, positive buzz around the organization. Both the employee responsible for doing this and the Red Cross Twitter account posted funny tweets at their own expense. So they brought a lot more attention to their mishap as opposed to trying to sweep it under the rug. Genius. But they gained a ton of attention, and they partnered with a beer company, and hashtag getting slizzard became a little trending hashtag for a minute there. So that's a perfect example of, taking really the authority over your bad PR.
I definitely like that one too. It kind of reminds me of a story that Taco Bell went through in the early 2000s, maybe 2011-ish, where Taco Bell, of course, the fast food giant, was slapped with a lawsuit that claimed that its seasoned beef was made with only 35% real beef, which would actually make Taco Bell guilty of false and gross advertising. So as a company whose success relies solely on people finding their food appetizing, which I do love a chalupa, Taco Bell jumped into the fray and quickly refuted the claim. So it was really cool. So Taco Bell just didn't refute the claim, but instead of just denying the lawsuit's legitimacy, as most companies will say, they'll just say, this lawsuit is BS and we'll have it out in our day in court. They actually launched a full-scale campaign, and the campaign included Facebook posts and YouTube videos that assured people that their seasoned beef was made with 88% pure beef and 12% secret recipe, which stayed secret for all of 30 seconds as Taco Bell proceeded to list every single ingredient in their meat. So was the whole thing well executed?
Maybe
not really. The secret didn't say secret, but the result, the Bear All campaign, was wildly successful. and it left 91% of their 5.5 million Facebook fans and 89% of their YouTube viewers with a positive view of the company, as well as the taste and quality of their food. And I remember that I was a Taco Bell fiend because we would do like the late night Taco Bell run in college. And I saw this and it did not deter me from engulfing a chalupa. I don't know if there's anything that you can say about a chalupa that would stop me from just downing it, because it's honestly like one of God's gifts. But I do remember this, and I do remember that this was one of those things where it's like any publicity is good publicity.
Taco Bell could put out a press release being like, listen, we don't know what's in our meat, but we know it's not meat. And I would still go tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm going
and get
tomorrow.
A Taco 12 pack and do the whole thing. There is something about their ground beef where I couldn't possibly make it anywhere close to that at home. And ground beef is like the easiest thing to cook in the entire world. But there's something about, it's probably that 18% that's not real meat that's really does it for me. But there's something about their ground beef that's just like, you know?
All right, let me ask you this. It's going to be, you have to choose one or the other.
Okay.
There's 2 plates.
Okay.
From these plates, you have to do a little scoop, and you got to put that meat in your taco. Plate number 1, Taco Bell meat, ground beef. Okay. Plate number 2, Kobe ground beef, which you know about now. Which one do you put in your taco?
I'd mix them.
Oh my God. What? Really? That's almost borderline offensive. The Kobe beef that's a nice
I do
thing.
like the
And
Kobe a lot, but it is hella soft. There's something very soft about it. So if you mix them together,
soft, what do you mean?
It's probably like better texture.
Oh, interesting. You think that the Kobe came back a little bit too soft?
No, it's not too soft, but it's softer than normal ground beef. This is the most boring comment. No one wants to listen to us talk about beef this much. I'm sorry, you guys. My bad.
This is too deep.
This
is too deep.
Way too far in the beef.
What do you like in your taco? Write us in the comments. I'm a fish taco guy, to be honest. But
seriously?
Yeah, I love fish tacos. Oh my God.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I feel like the sauces on fish tacos are like,
that's true. It's always like a zangy aioli situation.
Yes.
I feel that.
Oh, we got off the rails. Oh my God. Where did we start? We're on tacos now, taco meat?
Honestly, we're still on topic because we were talking about Taco Bell, but we got a little far away from it.
We went into the beef.
Anyways, you guys, if we ever have a bad PR moment here on Travel Nerds, we promise to turn it into a good PR moment. And we'll talk about
honestly,
episode.
our worst PR is a clip that's never going to see the light of day, which I am going to have Matt delete, is my whole bit on the alpha male thing. That's never seeing the light of day. Matt's going to delete that for sure. That's going to be a 6-minute episode.
That could be the clip that, puts Travel Nerds on the map. So
no, I think that the guest that we're working on next is going to put Travel Nerds on the map.
Yes. Good hype.
Yeah, we have a special guest coming up. You got to tune in. It's going to be incredible. And it may involve Connor Ann and I flying to London as part of the pod.
It just might.
Fingers crossed.
Mid-flight pod.
Pod at 35,000 feet at 500 miles an hour. That'd be perfect.
With our dogs. We'll talk about that later. It's relevant. Trust me. All right, you guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something. Maybe
have
about
a nice week.
The Red Cross, or Kenny really crapped on Béis and I did with Monos. It didn't mean to take it to a negative place, but I will say, just to wrap that up in a bow, suitcase brands you've never heard of are always going to be better than the ones that all these TikTok girls are using. I'm sorry. My dad has a Travel Pro, the company Travel Pro.
Tried and true.
Literally had that bag since 10 years before the day I was born. And he still uses it and takes it everywhere. And it looks exactly the same. So I guess that's my advice, is if you're going to buy a bag, don't go after the cute, trendy looking one. I've been there. I've done that. Just go for the soft shell bag that's Travel Pro. It'll never die on you. And I think their warranty is crazy. I think it's like 15 or 20 years and you can get a new bag. Well, that was our episode today, you guys. Sorry we got a little unhinged, and I just keep saying that every episode at the end. So maybe it's us. But if you guys have anything you want us to talk about, email hello@travelnerds.co, follow @travelnerdspod, and we'll see you another time. Later, nerds.